Can you get in shape without using weights? Well, the answer is yes, of course you can. All you need is this much room right here and a floor. Then you can literally just get in shape, and probably better so than any weightlifter out there, just by doing calisthenics exercises. And that's exactly what I'm going to be showing you guys in this video. I'm going to be showing you guys every single muscle group from beginner to advanced that you can do at home, anywhere, even in a public area like this. So with that said, I only got two things to go over with you. One, subscribe, and two, let's get right into it. All right, so the first muscle group that we're gonna be going over is chest, and probably the most popular push-up and probably all of calisthenics is gonna be the push-up for this. Make sure that your hands are aligned with your shoulders, keep them nice and straight, and go down nice and controlled until your hands almost reach your shoulders. Make sure that when you do a push-up, you keep your whole body straight like this, as straight as a pencil, when you're going down throughout the whole motion. I see a lot of people doing this and a lot of people doing this when they do push-ups. Just keep that posture aligned, straight, and execute. Now, if that's super difficult for you, you could also do knee push-ups to lower the intensity. Same thing, but with your knees touching the ground, not your feet. Or you could just do negatives and just go up, start here in this motion, go down, and then stop yourself, and then come back up, and then go down nice and controlled. That's literally the definition of a negative motion. You're gonna see that a lot in calisthenics, whether that be a negative pull-up, negative dips, whatever. It's helpful to progress into the actual exercise. Now, if you wanna make the exercise more intense, then you can get into explosive variations, like plyometric type exercises, like the explosive push-up. Or you could do variations that put more pressure on one arm rather than both arms, like the archer push-up. Or typewriters, where you keep yourself down and you shift from side to side like this. Make sure to keep your arm completely straight when you finish a rep. On both hands, make sure to equalize it. The next exercise is going to be pseudo push-ups, which actually target a little bit of your front delts and this kind of upper lining here on your chest. So effective for both shoulders and chest day. And you can execute this by leaning slightly forward. Make sure that in a regular push-up position, you have your hands like this, forward. In a pseudo push-up, you have them to the side like this, perpendicular to your body. And with this push-up, you're just gonna lean slightly forward and then bring your body down to where your lower chest, more so like your lower chest or your waist, is connecting to your hands. And you try going back up in that diagonal line. Make sure that when you do a pseudo push-up, you don't do something like this, where you go back up straight. Make sure that it sticks. Make sure you keep that angle when you do pseudo push-ups. This exercise is actually a pretty good progression to the plank push-up, actually, which I'm still currently trying to do, and that is part of my routine right now, actually. And then what you could do is find any elevated surface, whether that be stairs, a chair, whatever, and then execute either incline push-ups for your lower chest or decline for your upper chest. So the next muscle group that we're going to be targeting is triceps, which is this muscle right here, the biggest muscle on your arm. So it's a pretty important muscle to work out in general in calisthenics. And you're going to realize that when you get into working out in general, the triceps are going to get big no matter what, because a lot of exercises in calisthenics are compound anyways. So that basically means you're developing that in exercises like the push-up, you may be targeting the chest, but you're also targeting stuff like the tricep and even your bicep in some ways for stabilization. So some good workouts for triceps. And this is a beginner variation to skull crusher. Just close your hands like this and try to bring your whole body up by your palms like that. You're kind of doing a little bit of a tricep extension here. These are referred to as skull crushers. You can do something similar and do just regular tricep extensions like this. Just crossing your arms and again, extending with your triceps. A slightly more beginner move would be diamond push-ups, which is basically you just putting your hands in a diamond shape right here, a little bit closer together, more towards the inner part of your chest. And essentially, since your arms are caving in, when you go down, you're not targeting as much of the chest anymore. You're actually targeting the triceps again. So this makes for a pretty effective push-up variation for the tricep. And you guys might not be at this level, which is totally fine. But for my more advanced athletes, or starting to transition into the fun part of calisthenics, you could do one-arm push-ups. Or, like I was talking to you about earlier, one-arm push-up negatives. Go down controlled, and then up with both hands. Down controlled, up with both hands. All right, so the next muscle group we're gonna be targeting is gonna be shoulders. Now, essentially with shoulders, what you have to understand is every single workout that you're gonna be doing essentially is gonna be meant to target the handstand. Your end goal with shoulders is the handstand because it's the most effective range of motion and it puts the most pressure on your shoulders. So the first exercise that we're gonna be doing to target shoulders for beginners is the pike push-up. So I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with this one. You bring your hands slightly farther than shoulder width apart, your body in a pike position, bring your butt all the way to the sky up here. Now, if you don't have the mobility just yet to do that kind of a motion, I would recommend doing some hamstring stretches or some lower back stretches. Just look it up on Google. Just look it up on Google, guys. It's pretty simple. All right, so pike push-up. You press down. Now, what you want to do with a pike push-up, if you want to really get the shoulders activated, is bring your head slightly forward when you go to do this motion. So not straight down like this, rather you go forward in a way, almost like a C kind of a shape, and that really puts pressure on your delts. You could also do shoulder tap push-ups. Bring your body completely sideways like this when you finish a rep, and bringing it down, committing to the push-up motion, and then boom, rotating that shoulder as much as you can. Now, if you want to do pike push-ups a little bit more effectively, and you're trying to progress into that handstand like I was talking about, then bring in the steps once again. And try to elevate it as much as you can until your body is like at a 90-degree angle, essentially. So, as high as you can get it, that your mobility allows, and doing your pike push-up elevated, putting more pressure on your shoulders. Or hell, if you're even stronger than that, find a wall, kind of like this, right here, walking up to the handstand, kind of like that, like this, and either hold it or do some push-ups. Try bringing one leg out so that it's completely straight and the other leg touching the wall as an assisting leg for balance. All right, next, get into some abs. I do some V-ups to target both lower and upper abs. Or if that's too difficult for you, just do them like this. And now if you want to work towards the L-sit, keep doing those ab workouts, but also in the middle, incorporate ab compression exercises that are meant to stimulate the inner fibers of your abs, which basically works to bring your legs closer to your torso. So that would include exercises like this, or the straddle version. And then you can progress into the tucked L-sit, single leg, and the full L-sit. All right, so now we can move into the final muscle group, legs. So the basics would literally just include the squat. Make sure that when you do a squat, that you keep your back arched. If that's too easy for you, or want to make it a little bit more spicy, you get into lateral squats. You can do explosive variations. You would do lunges. You would do Bulgarian split squats, kind of like an assisted single leg squat, and then progress into a single leg pistol squat. Anyways, I'm burnt out. Those were some muscle groups that you can use to start your calisthenics journey. I wish you the very best of luck. Calisthenics holds a dear place in my heart since I've been doing it since I was 11 years old. So I wish to see you get the same results, all right? Anyways, peace out. Let's get it.